Good morning and happy Friday. So, yesterday was quite the day. And you all saw what happened. I had a trade that was break even. I did not go break even in time. And that trade all came back on me for one of the biggest losses I have ever had in my trading. So I left the stream to work on my business because while trading is important, I also believe that we all come here with a larger soul journey, and it's something that I've been not only working up the courage to do, I have had the courage. I've been gaining the courage and gaining the traction, gaining the momentum. But instead of sitting down and wallowing in my emotions of negativity or whatever wanted to come up, I just said, you know what, Samaya? This happened for a reason. Trading is not just about trading. Trading is about becoming the best person that we can be, which is why I have invented the 21-day trading challenge. Now, what is the 21-day trading challenge? So, what we are going to do is every new habit takes 21 days really to solidify in your body. You got the first week, you got the second week, you got the third week, and by the time you're in the third week, you're living in that new energy, manifesting that life that you wanted. So, let's go to our journals and we'll do our journaling for the trading session. So does everybody have their journals ready? So if I may suggest, please get a journal. It's nice to type on the computer. It's nice to have our notes and whatever, but nothing beats a journal. You can flip through the pages, you can touch it, you can feel it. You have a timeline. So if you don't have a journal, if you've just been writing on your computer, please, please, please get a journal so that when you write, you're writing with your hands and all of that energy can solidify within you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the date. Pre-market journal, November 7th. And then what we're going to do is we're going to write out our intentions for this trading session as if they've already happened. So you're not going to write, today I want to stick to my rules. Today I want to whatever. What you're going to write is something like, I am so grateful that today I had the courage to stick to my rules. Something like that. They call it spelling because we're casting spells. The English language is filled with these types of little nuances that we don't actually realize controls us. So instead of letting it control us, we are going to control it. So let's start our journal and go from there. right? Is everybody done? Or am I just a quick writer? You can have an extra moment here. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a look at my journal. I like to share mine so that everyone can feel good about what they're writing too, because we're all really just figuring this out together. So if anyone has any ideas about my journal when I share it, please let me know. I love ideas. I love feedback, please. So today I am so grateful for the idea of my trading challenge and for sticking to it. And I'm so grateful that you guys all are joining me so we can do this together. Today, I am so incredibly grateful to have traded New York Market Open with success. Today, I am so grateful to myself for having had the courage to show up. And today, I am so grateful to have made amazing money in the markets by sticking to my rules. So, after writing that and reading that, I feel amazing. And may you all feel amazing too. Now let's take a moment here and we will do our prayer. So the first minute will be silence. And then the second minute I will lead us all in a prayer before market open. So please close your eyes, be comfortable, and let's begin. All right. First of all, I would like to start off by saying thank you to me. And thank you to you for showing up every day consistently and working on our dreams of financial freedom and building our dream lives by trading. Thank you to trading for offering us a low cost barrier to entry so that we may use our highest skills that we have learned in our life to master the art of day trading. Thank you so much to my strategy for giving me amazing confidence in the markets and also a framework to work with. And lastly, thank you all for joining me for the 21-day trading challenge. This is not only going to change me, but it's going to change you, and we will be amazing together. Now, let's fucking get this. Okay, I'm ready. All right. So, we are incredibly bearish. Now, I love that. Maybe. Actually, yesterday I was thinking that all-time highs is actually much easier to trade because all you got to do is wait for a sweep of liquidity to go back to the highs. So maybe a little appreciation for all those months we were in all-time highs. But if you can see, I've got tons of levels to the downside here that I'm looking for. Mainly what I look for are intermediate term lows because I find that these are great liquidity pools and we often do hit them. So if we have just an intermediate term low sitting in a fair value gap and we are coming down, if it's not protected or if it has not been protected on ES, then we are likely to take that liquidity. It's where a lot of people hold and put their stops. So it's something the market likes to hunt. Now, we don't have any daily fair value gaps. We've got this one, but we closed below that one. I remember when we closed below that one that day, I was bearish. And yeah, that did not go well for me. Even this one, when we closed below this one. But really what we did was we just retested to come down. So as we all know, price is fractal, which means if you look on the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 4 hour, the daily, price moves the same. It just depends on which time frame you want to trade. Which is why our higher time frame confluences are very important. So here we have a 4 hour, but it looks like we are going to close below that unless we market open just pumps us to the next 4 hour. I do strongly believe we're going to close below that. What I have been watching here actually is this 1 hour because it's a lot more obvious, and we don't really have, nothing touched it on that leg up. We kind of just, woo, we rocketed it. This was market open. We rocketed it and we never even came back into there. So what we have now is our first touch into that fair value gap, which is an intermediate term low, which we were just talking about. Let me just make sure I marked that right. Yeah, okay, I did. So yeah, this one never touched it. So we have an intermediate term low. It's not a protected low. Maybe on ES. No, ES is in a much different spot. Okay. So that looks like a good opportunity for a long. And then we have this right here. This 15-minute fair value gap and this one. So this one is really the most obvious. We also have a 1 hour here, but I'd be more curious to see what we do with those 15 minutes. So these 15 minutes, we came up into it and then we swept this. So it's not really a good target. But if we do close above this, then I believe that we'll go to here. It's also a protected high though. So yeah, those are kind of my conditions. So close above this, close above the 15. We can also look at the 1 hour, but it's kind of high. So close above the 15, then we will look for longs. Close above the 1 hour, then we will look for shorts. But the kicker today is that part of the 21-day trading challenge is that we won't actually be trading. We will just be watching the market and letting everything go by us. What I believe this does is that it'll give us faith and trust that the market's always there. Because I find, and maybe you find too, that when my setup comes and it's time to trade, I go from the abundance mindset to the scarcity mindset. And it happens really quick. And it's just like a flip of a switch that when I'm in that moment, I don't even know it's happening. So as you know, I've been talking about this all week, but I have this fear and how to manage the 4 fears of trading and how to manage that. And that has helped me. However, my trading these last couple days, these last week, has just really put me in a place of rethinking my mindset and rethinking my strategy. Not the strategy that I trade, but the mental strategy and my mental edge that I bring to the markets. So I will not be taking a trade today. And as a part of this challenge, if we would like to grow, I would highly suggest that you don't take a trade today. And we'll go from there. So if you please don't mind, allow me one moment. I'm going to go and take a quick pee. Thank you. back in time, just in time for New York market open. Let's get this. So the first thing I'm seeing already on Bookmap is that we've kind of got bigger orders at 6705, 6710, and then 6705.
Stop NQ.
And NQ right now
Stop NQ sell.
has printed support. 075. So around here we've got support on Bookmap. Now market open is happening. So
stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ buyers. Stop ES sell.
we also have the same amount of orders at 25,000. So right here. So price might want to come up for that. We also might just want to dump. So 10 o'clock will show us if we are going to close below this 1 hour.
For ES buy.
10 o'clock will also offer us the next 4-hour candle.
Stop ES sell. Sweep NQ buyers. Stop ES sell. Stop NQ sell.
So that 25,000, those orders,
Sweep NQ sellers.
was put in literally just now. ES has it all the way down to 6,700. Just right. It's not too. We're not too far from that. So just watching here.
Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
Ooh. So we made the first presented fair value gap. We came and we tapped into it on both ES and NQ. Let's see what happens.
Stop NQ buy.
Delta. It's kind of green, but it doesn't outweigh the negative delta that I had seen before. Mostly on ES. NQ looks very, very neutral. Right now we have some SMT. ES is dumping, and NQ is kind of trying to come up more for that.
Sweep NQ sellers.
All right, pretty red delta. So what I like to look for on Bookmap are those huge orders. They can move the market just from being there, just from those orders come on the books, then trader or trading behavior, I find, really changes. I see people asking, there's no way we keep dumping, right? How do we know? I don't know. I'm just going to follow my fair value gaps and see what the market gives us.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell.
See a failure to close above that first presented fair value gap on the 1 minute. Really pushes us lower. I imagine we are going to come for that 25,000 level now that we've already taken our first intermediate term low, which is right here. This was a low inside the fair value gap.
Sellers.
But if it was good liquidity, then we would have done something like this. If it was the liquidity the market was looking for, then we would have done something like that. So I imagine we want to go lower. If you want me to imagine where we're going to go,
Iceberg NQ buy.
I think we're going to come and rebalance
Iceberg NQ buy.
all of this.
ES buyers. Stop ES sell. Sweep NQ buyers. Absorption NQ sellers.
So coming down for that 25,000 level, ES is just got
NQ sellers.
so much liquidity to the bottom.
Absorption ES buyers. Sweep NQ sellers. Absorption NQ buyers.
And the delta is just crazy red. So 6690 now. Okay, that's where we have a nice wick. It's on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour. Looks protected though on the 15 minute.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers.
So let's just watch. Looks like a really big elephant trunk.
Absorption ES buyers. Sweep ES sellers.
So yeah, now we're coming down to that 1 hour intermediate term low.
Stop NQ buy.
So the whole point of this challenge, where we're doing the 21-day trading challenge, is that right now, at this part of the challenge, we will not be taking trades. We're going to watch, and we're going to see our setup form, and we're just going to let it go by. Whether it's a win or a loss, the fact that we can just sit here and do nothing and observe will greatly improve our trading mindset. So ES is now coming down to a 4 hour that's never been tapped.
NQ sell. Sweep and queue sellers.
So it's likely that we will see a little bit of retracement
Stop ES sell.
from there. So yeah, ES is tapping into that gap now.
Absorption and queue sellers.
It's literally never been hit. Can delete this now.
Absorption and queue sellers.
So buying on NQ is looking not bad. I'm seeing a lot of green squares, not a lot of red squares, mostly neutral. Now, as ES tapped into that 4 hour, I am seeing some pretty strong buying coming out of there. Definitely have more buyers than sellers.
Sweep and queue buyers. Absorption and queue sellers. Sweep and queue sellers.
So we took this wick.
Absorption and queue sellers.
But we also
Sweep
don't
and queue
have any, well, we've got a 1 hour here. A 1 hour that's already been tapped a few times.
Stop and queue buy. Sweep and queue buyers.
Seeing some pretty green squares. We're printing green squares on NQ, and we're kind of forming a little bit of support above price. ES has not printed any green squares.
Stop ES buy.
So when we just sit here and watch and we have no desire to engage in the market, this is what we are working on. Is that feeling of just sitting and waiting and observing. That will incredibly strengthen our trading system and our trading mindset. That's what I believe. We just formed our first 15-minute candle. ES is pushing up a little more than NQ, but the delta would also tells that story because NQ's delta is quite neutral.
Stop ES buy.
We had a pretty big red square there. 360, which is the biggest square we have seen. So I know right now,
Sweep NQ sellers.
if I wasn't doing my trading challenge, I would be
NQ buyers.
very interested
NQ sell.
in participating. So it's a tiny 2-minute. But I would have been interested in that. Down to this 4-hour low. Maybe not even. Let's see how that plays out.
Stop ES buy.
Aha! Success!
Sweep NQ buyers.
Not really liking any type of inversion opportunities here. The gaps all kind of suck. Like we got a 5, we got the 5s and the 1s. Maybe you could try the 30-second, but I don't know if it'd be considered a manipulation leg if we don't sweep it again. Yes, also never swept anything. It's just kind of slowly grinding up. Oh, there goes my book map. plus 184, plus 122, plus 292, plus 500. Then we've got minus 406, minus 306. So it seems like a little bit of a battle between buyers and sellers. So we can do a check-in. It's been about 20 minutes since market open. How's everyone feeling? Ticking no trades. You feeling good? Or are you feeling like you missed out? If you feel like you're missing out, I would take the opportunity to write in your journal and write out those feelings, and then later come back and identify them.
Stop ES5.
The thing is with trading is that in our life and living in this matrix, our relationship with money, in a sense, teaches us. A lot of people have these subconscious beliefs with their relationship, and their belief in money is that we have to work hard to make a lot of money. But trading is the epitome of telling us that's not true. So the more that we could sit here and the more that we can watch everything go by, the easier it'll be for us to know that the market is always there and to recalibrate to that abundance mindset. Because you know and I know we can send a trade and we could make $10,000 in a minute. You can make the amount of money that can be made in such little time in trading is crazy. And it really, really, really goes against everything our matrix has taught us about working 8 hours a day, putting in effort. Effort does not equal compensation. What compensates us is giving our gifts and believing in our intuitions and following those things. Also, the more that we can give money purpose in our life, the easier it will flow to us. So our purpose right now is to be patient traders. We say, thank you, market, for always moving. Thank you, market, for always being there. Today I choose not to trade. And moreover, my goal with watching the market and not taking any trades is to really just be able to identify those moments where the trade screams, take me, instead of me screaming, I gotta take this. So if you all can believe in that with me, we will get so far. So really nothing here screaming, take me. We didn't sweep any liquidity to the downside to go down. And really we are just chopping. We got too many fair value gaps.
Sweep and Q sellers.
And anything to inverse here, it's low probability. Because we came down, we made this leg, we came up, we made that leg. So you can look at the 5-minute consolidation. And if anything, we consolidated. Okay, so we did sweep liquidity actually. We put in a high in this fair value gap. We came in and we swept it. But this 4-hour on ES is telling me that we are not going to keep going down just yet. No big orders on Bookmap. they're coming in and going, coming in and going. I see really big lines moving, 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 and they're all just being moved around. It's probably the same person. Same with the S. 6690 6715. So we're in between consolidation. Okay, now we have really big orders coming in to pull us up. It came in, it pulled us up, it went away. And about 5 minutes here until 10 a.m. which is a very important time in the market.
Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy.
So I do want to make a note that, look, so this fair value gap here, we incredibly chopped through. We came in, we hung out. And then after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 candles, then we inversed it. So it's very low probability. If anything, we're likely to just go like this when we hit the next fair value gap.
Stop ES buy.
You guys hear my dog? Can you see her? Dog or pig? Sounds like a pig, looks like a dog. I can see the noise is coming on the stream. Okay, support 6705. We have orders here, but it's not a big order. It's like 100, so we could actually just come and take it. I find it's those really big orders that we tend to run away from.
Sweep NQ buyer.
So about 2 minutes
Stop
here.
NQ buy.
You see we're
Sweep
really
NQ buyers.
holding that fair value gap. Oops. So we have a 1 hour on NQ and we have a 4 hour on ES. Generally, when we are just tapping into a fair value gap for the first time and it's just, there's only one fair value gap that's not stacked, we are very unlikely to close below it. Price likes to retrace. Okay, so look, we've got 3 stacked fair value gaps. We close above 2, just chop, 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 chop. We come to that last fair value gap in the leg, and then now we reject. So every trader has their thing or their little secret sauce that they put onto their strategy that they've stolen from somebody else. And for me, it's the chopping through the fair value gap before the close. That tells me we're going to go the other way, but also the last gap in the leg. That's an important one to me. Hula. 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 Your snoring's getting pretty loud,
Stop
little
and queue
bumble.
buy. Sweep and queue buyers.
Whoa, look at that candle. That is a crazy candle. Volume imbalance. We don't have news. I already
Stop
checked.
and queue sell.
We don't got no news. Not yet. Empty. Oh, sorry. Yellow, orange folder. I said that so confidently. Orange folder. So yeah, time. That's why I believe in time. I never used to believe in time. But looking at the way that the market really attacks those fair value gaps and how it knows when the next 4 hour closes, when the 1 hour closes, and when we should reject and close above really helps my belief in the algorithm. Pretty big volume imbalance here. We tend to like to fill those. $10. So I would say that if we're going to come up and fill this and close above, it's going to be some type of fake out because of this volume imbalance. And the fact that we never...
Stop and queue sell.
We don't have any liquidity to sweep. Blah. Another thing too that makes our trading challenge so important
Iceberg and queue buy.
is that it's hard for us to sit here and not take a trade because we believe that taking a trade will get us closer to our goals. But really what gets us closer to our goals is being in and living in the energy of a professional, profitable trader. And professional, profitable traders, there are many days they don't take trades. So let's be very careful. We have equal lows here. Let's be very careful with our energy and our thoughts. Also, one thing that I did was I've deleted all social media. I find that social media just puts me in a mindset of lack, where I see other people's progress and I see other people winning, you know, other people that trade IFEGs, but then also too there's women that are stay-at-home moms in kind of the same position that I am, and I see them winning and making $10,000 weeks. And then when I see that, my first thought, my first question is, how long have they been trading? Have they been trading less time than me and making that a week? So identifying those thoughts, I did not want to have those thoughts anymore. So I just completely deleted Instagram and Facebook off my phone. It's been a week now. And my phone has become a lot more boring. Not a lot to do on there. So I spend very little time on my phone now. Everything still looks pretty neutral right now from what I can see. Delta, very neutral. NQ. Wow, NQ is moving very slow. That's weird. The last delta square we have is from 9:45. ES looks up to date. My Bookmap is on the right time. Very weird. Printing a cell square. Ooh, we printed the cell square after we retraced back to the fair value gap. 10 o'clock.
Stop NQ cell.
Okay, so now those equal lows have been hit.
Stop ES cell. Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ cell. Stop ES cell. Iceberg NQ cell.
So look, now after that 4-hour close, as we move away from that fair value gap and the 1 hour.
Stop ES cell.
See, we held it on the 1 hour.
NQ cell.
Now we can continue lower. And that is something that we realize and that we understand only through screen time and just observing. So when we take that time to step away, we take that time to step back from trading and making money to get towards our goals, focusing on our prop firms, when we take that step back is when we can really see the things we miss when we're in that mindset of coming every day in the market to trade. So this could just be a manipulation leg. We could still hold that 4 hour. That 1 hour, though, I consider is done. Really done. Any last gaps in the leg? On the 15? No. So yeah, we're likely good to just come down to here. Oh. We're likely good to just come down to here. That's what I imagine. And two, the more that we can sit in front of our screen and have our accounts and not take any trades is the more that we can trust ourselves. So yay for building all of those great things with me in this 21-day trading challenge. So a 440 square, 440 on this one. To the downside. Now that one up, not a lot. 124. ES looks a little better, but it's still inconsequential to the down scores that we've had. Okay, this looks light bulb. But what liquidity did we take? Nothing really. Maybe there's a, oh wow, that does look very light bulb. So I know right now I probably would have hopped in on this 30-second as I saw this 1 minute candle. This 1 minute here, you could still enter. So let's do a fake entry. Something like that. We're taking liquidity here. So this would be a good time to go break even. Coming back for that volume imbalance. That looks insanely light bulb. Struggling to close above this 1 minute. We didn't really fill that volume imbalance.
Buyers.
So this one screams to me, take it. Because of this 1, 2, 3 candle reversal. And if we check on the 30-second, we've got an insanely nice gap there. So we could have entered here. We could have had a better entry.
Stop ES5.
975 here. We're printing some support. About 200 orders, so we might want to take it. It's not a huge one. Usually those huge ones that are like 6, 7, 100, 1,000 orders, those ones we really run away from, but if it's about 200 orders, we could come back for it. So let me put it here. 975. But the V shape on this is just very nice.
Absorption and Q sellers.
So now with this chop and the stalling, not quite sure. Very strong buying candles. I would imagine we would fill this volume imbalance. Delta, quite neutral. But we still do have those 200 orders there.
Stop ES buy.
There you go. Printed a green square on ES. All right. So how many people are feeling FOMO from not taking that amazingly light bulb setup? I can kind of feel it creeping in because it looks really good.
Sweep and Q buyers.
And this is actually better than any trade I've taken this week. But from watching the session, I was kind of interested in these ones, which would have been losses. So really just identify the time to stay out of the market, and this is the time. Unless the setup looks like this, it's good to know. So there would be our TP. But we are not trading this week. Those orders are still there.
Sellers.
So now that we've
Sweep and Q buyers.
filled the volume imbalance, we really could just come back down.
Sweep and Q buyers.
However, this V shape kind of tells me we're going to want to rock it. At least
Sweep and
up
Q
to
buyers.
here. Oh, we made equal highs. At least up to the unmitigated 15. Whoa, guys, we had perfect TP.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q sell.
I am not seeing any sellers on Bookmap. Hearing sellers, but I am not seeing them. Whoa. The 5 minute. That is also light bulb. I don't like the 5 minutes though. So now we've come, no, we still made those equal highs. We haven't made another high. So no one should be taking shorts right now as we have those equal highs above.
Iceberg and Q buy. Sweep and Q sellers. Sweep and Q sellers.
So hearing sweep sellers, but the buy volume, the buy delta is really strong. Those orders there are gone now actually, so it might be the time to take a short, but we don't short with equal highs.
Stop and Q sell. Sweep and Q sellers. Stop ES buy. Sweep and Q buyers. Stop and Q buy. Sweep and Q buyers.
540 plus 540. It's a pretty big square. Now those orders are back and they are much larger. 400 instead of 200. So I imagine we're at least going to go take those equal highs.
Sweep NQ sellers. Sweep NQ sellers.
Sweep sellers. Not seeing any sellers.
Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
So let's just observe this V shape and let's see what happens.
Stop NQ sell.
I would say if we do this, we can do that. But it's a really nice BPR. So it depends on what the pressure of buying and selling. So it really looks like it wants to come down here for that liquidity on Bookmap. It's actually 400 orders now. That's a pretty big one. So let's see what happens as we come towards it. If those orders get pulled.
Sweep NQ sellers. Absorption NQ buyers.
Oh, okay. Those orders were taken. And it looks like there's a big sell iceberg under there. However, Delta isn't really showing us, not on NQ at least. Yes, the Delta looks a little more geared towards a short. Oops.
Iceberg NQ buy.
Okay, so this kind of starting to look like a smart money reversal, but I don't like the equal highs. So let's see how price reacts to our BPR here. Oh, look, Form a fair value gap. Inverse it. Form another one. Inverse it.
Sweep and queue sellers. Sweep and queue sellers. Sweep and queue buyers. Stop and queue buy. Sweep and queue buyers.
Now we're inversing another one. Inverse, inverse, go up. Very weird. Holding the 3 minute. Holding the 2 minute. Now let's see what happens here. Sorry about my chart. A stupid VWAP. Whoa, that is a strong candle. Trying to see if that 5 minute is going to be invalid. I can delete this. Put this there. So we got it to about 2 minutes here. 3 minutes. To see what happens with this 5 minute. Odie! Odie baby deal! Okay, really big sellers I'm seeing at the start of that square. The selling came in, and then the buying came in. Order is getting stronger at 6,720 on ES, and now we are printing support here. 6.2, somewhere around here. Here. Okay, we came and took that.
Sweep and queue sellers. Absorption and queue buyers.
Haven't taken it yet. Oh, now we did. Sellers coming in, buyers absorbing. Ooh, big selling squares. But no selling in the delta.
Iceberg ES buy. Stop ES sell. Iceberg ES sell.
Really looks like we just want to fall. We are. We didn't sweep this high. We made a lower high, another lower high, another lower high, another lower high. So. But these here and the low, the very neutral delta, not low, but neutral.
Sweep NQ sellers.
6682, that's the next liquidity level I am seeing on ES. Not really seeing much on NQ.
Sweep NQ buyers. Stop and queue buy. Sweep and queue buyers.
Okay, so last gap in the leg. Look, we came, we closed below this, we closed below this. Now the last gap in the leg is kind of holding, so let's see what happens. 912, we are printing liquidity. So what the pattern we've seen this morning is that we print liquidity between 200 and 400 orders, and then we take it. So I imagine that this liquidity here is likely to just be taken like the rest.
Sweep and queue sellers.
However, that last gap in the leg could hold, and we could go up to 6720, which is what I am seeing on 6720. So, looks to be around VWAP. You guys getting used to the boring trading lifestyle where trading is boring? Oh, excuse me. I'm not actually tired. I've had some fairly lovely sleeps. Some fairly lovely sleeps these last couple days. I don't know if you guys have a toddler, but my son does not like sleeping. So there's our BPR. Let's see.
Iceberg and queue buy.
Looks like we're coming down for that 912. We just kind of want to come up, sweep some liquidity. Perfect. So yeah, we made this candle. And then we kind of came up, and as we were coming up, that liquidity formed. So let's see, are we going to take it and continue on with the pattern from this morning? The delta has honestly been very neutral. Nothing is standing out, not like the last couple days. Okay, there we go.
Stop ES sell. Absorption and queue buyers.
So I'm not seeing it here being taken. Maybe it's just a little bit lower. Okay, yeah. Took it with one big sell bubble, which also aligns with the pattern we have been seeing this morning. So we'll see if we want to close below this BPR. We've got no levels to the bottom except for that 4 hour. Right now we're just kind of, we're not even holding a there's nothing there. There's no 15.
Iceberg and queue buy.
There's no 1 hour. We already looked at the no 4 hour. Let's check the 5. Not even close. Still a couple more days.
Sweep
It's on the
and queue
2-5.
sellers. Sweep and queue sellers.
Still more days. Still more days. Okay, 2 more days. Boingity, boingity, boingity. Okay, we're coming up to it now. Boingity. Not yet. Boingity. Alright. Oh, I see. Okay. So we had a 5-minute BPR there. Let's change over to the 1 hour. Let's pull this motherfucker over. Come on, come on. Oh, we haven't touched it yet. Okay, so we close below our BPR. Closing below that last fair value gap in the leg. Took that sell liquidity. Ooh, ES looks really nice to go down. It's just kind of stacked. So 680. Gonna mark that here, and we will watch for 6680.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers. Iceberg NQ buy.
So 6680, but it comes down a little further to 6675. I'm watching that on ES. Nobody answered my question. ES has just barely closed. No, ES did close below the BPR too.
Stop ES sell. Absorption ES buyers.
Okay, so now ES is coming for all of that liquidity.
Stop NQ sell.
If you want me to be honest, the delta just, it's kind of like minus 125, minus 246, plus 268, minus 376. Now this square is filling up. And now we are also coming up to the macro.
Stop ES sell.
Let's check our fib. Look, we retrace back to that 50%.
Iceberg NQ buy. Sweep ES sellers. Stop ES sell. Stop NQ sell. Absorption ES buyers.
So it took we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes of liquidity. We've taken 3 of them on ES. NQ has 2,800. So okay. So NQ has liquidity sitting right at that 4-hour intermediate term low. So we took liquidity on Bookmap so we could reverse. However, from the price action we've been seeing all morning, I imagine it might just be a little retracement before we come back down. And 6670 really looks like the end of the liquidity to the downside. NQ 2475. Okay, one giant candle.
Iceberg NQ buy.
6675. All right, before the macro begins, we can do a little check-in. How's everybody feeling? It's been our first day of no trades, and I imagine what we should be feeling is boredom. And as we feel this boredom, then we know that's what trading is. It's not excitement. It's not fear. It's not stress. We should just sit here and feel bored. So let's feel it. I'm actually feeling pretty hungry. I haven't been eating breakfast. Usually I eat breakfast every morning, but these last couple weeks I've been... Here we go. See? Boring. How boring.
Iceberg NQ buy.
These last couple weeks I've just been skipping out on it and eating breakfast when I start work, which is in 11 minutes. So now as we're approaching quite a big liquidity pool, we look like we want to do a little reverse, grab some liquidity, and then go back down. So we might come up to 6695 on ES, and then go back down. We've got a high inside of fair value gap here. Another one. No, we don't have any other ones. Here, we've got one here on the 2-minute. Pretty big buy delta. And on this move down, I haven't seen much sell delta. Minus 476, which was about 5 minutes ago.
Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
But sometimes those big moves up are just manipulation. Plus 316, plus 172, plus 306, plus 302, plus 460, plus 278. So Yeah, NQ is, there's not a lot going on in terms of the delta. So from looking at the charts, we can just do a quick review. So I looked to take a short when we hit that first percent fair value gap. I might have jumped in and taken it even though it wasn't my model. So maybe that would have been a, so X. And then I probably would have looked somewhere around here for some type of short or long. Also would have been an X. So two losses. And then when I seen this, then this is likely a trade I would have taken. So what we got to do is get used to not taking these and waiting for what this looks like. Because even though it was just a 1-to-1, with that volume imbalance there and those candles, I imagine we're going to, like, I would say that's high probability we're going to fill that volume imbalance. Coming up to these equal highs, I did not see any candle in this leg that would have taken us back up. Like this one looked nice, but then we had this one. So good to know, good to see. So we have that liquidity to the bottom, but the delta is just printing quite strong squares to the upside.
Stop ES sell. Stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers.
Okay, so we had a plus 428 square. And now this next square is minus 250. So it looks like the delta change, that's one category I haven't been looking at. We can look into delta change. So yeah, as we come down to this liquidity now, we're really chopping because we don't have the strength to take it at the current moment. Okay, so the delta change was minus 678, and then the next square was plus 622. So let's see how that square finishes. We are about halfway through filling it now. And if any of you are feeling impatience with the market, just know that we cannot control how it moves. So the more impatient we feel,
Stop NQ sell.
the more we are negatively affecting ourselves. So take a deep breath.
Iceberg NQ buy.
Let it go. And as you breathe out, just relieve all that impatience and just let it go.
Iceberg ES buy.
So it's coming to the time now where I do have to sign out and go to work. But I thank you all for joining me. Thank you for being here on the first day of the challenge. We will have 21 days of this. I'm still trying to decide how we're going to do the 21 days. We only trade 4 days a week, so
Absorption ES buyers.
I'll get back to you all shortly about that. But great day today, not taking any trades.
Sweep ES
Great day
sellers. Stop ES
sitting with yourself in that impatience and in that boredom. And great day just watching the trades go by. So thank you all again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to you and thank you to me for showing up, being consistent, and always being creative with our path forward. So instead of hitting walls and just ramming our head against the wall, what we're doing is we're coming up to a wall and we're saying, I know that trading is my path. I know this is my path, but this wall is in the way. So what does this wall mean? Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend.